Hello everyone, welcome to your second video of the day. Today we're going to be talking about Jodie Whittaker getting emotional over her exit once again, as well as Jenna Coleman talking about how Doctor Who affects her life even to this day. But before we get into it, if you could do me a little favour and click that subscribe button, it would be very much appreciated. If you like keeping up to date with all the latest and greatest in Doctor Who news, here is the place to do it. We're trying to get to 16,000 subscribers before Power of the Doctor comes out, so any support would be greatly appreciated. Also, go follow me on Twitter if you want to, the link to that will be in the description. And there's a PO box, which if you want to send me anything, a sort of picture of my address for the PO box is on screen now. But with that said, let's get into the video. So yes, as you can see here, Doctor Who Jodie Whittaker still crying over emotional goodbye. Whittaker isn't ready to let go just yet. This is by Lydia Melina White, published today. The end of Jodie Whittaker's tenure in the TARDIS is fast approaching, and she's not okay about it. Her final episode, Doctor Who Power of the Doctor, is set to air later this month, but Whittaker finished shooting in October last year. Still, 12 months of preparing for the moment she would hand over the mantle crossed out coattails doesn't make it any easier, it would seem. Speaking on the Zoe Ball Breakfast Show, that's funny because she actually hosted Doctor Who Live The Next Doctor, I believe. This morning, Tuesday 11th of October, Whittaker opened up about how she feels now that her time as 13 is officially coming to an end. Well, you know what? It's been such an emotional rollercoaster, Whittaker said. I finished filming this episode in October last year. I've had a whole year to get my head around leaving, and I'm still not there. She added, I'm still crying about it, I'm still clinging onto the coattail reluctantly, handing over the shoes. I've still got a couple of weeks to go, just, you know, enjoy the moment. I think it's a celebration of it, because you're so emotional. It was amazing, but it's only a good thing to end something and be brief with it because it's such a wonderful experience. Whittaker's upcoming swan song marks the franchise's centenary. That's incorrect, it's the BBC centenary, not the Doctor Who centenary. With many guest appearances and few surprises planned to celebrate ahead of Ncuti Gatwa taking over next year. So yeah, slight discrepancy there, not the anniversary of the show, the anniversary of the BBC itself, and then next year is the anniversary of the show with David Tennant. So yeah, obviously it has been a long time since this was filmed, and also yeah, you can just sort of see here, there's a vote that they're currently doing for Best New Who Season. I put my vote in for Series 5, so if you want to do that, feel free. Obviously very interesting stuff. Obviously she wrapped up filming on it like a year ago. I remember Power of the Doctor, or at that time it was just referred to as the centenary wrapping. And even though, you know, I'm not a big fan of this era, just to see it, you know, coming to its end, it's kind of surreal because I started this channel and I started talking to you lovely lot when this era started. You know, it was my place to sort of vent out my opinions on Doctor Who at that time. And yeah, to be here all these years later is just really, really cool and really, really special. And yeah, it's weird to think that I started this journey with Jodie as the Doctor, and I am going to continue on this journey after she leaves. It's kind of weird in a way. Our next article says, Jenna Coleman, Doctor Who never leaves you. The Clara Oswald star also revealed she was very excited to see the new Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, in the TARDIS. This is by Patrick Cremona, and it says, it's been a decade since Jenna Coleman made her Doctor Who debut as companion Clara Oswald. It's been a decade? Really? Damn. The star has explained how the show never leaves you. Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter, Coleman asked if she keeps up to date with the things in the universe and whether she was excited about incoming Doctor Ncuti Gatwa. And she said, yeah, very excited, was her response. And obviously, to see Russell T Davies back at the helm. I still speak to Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, she added. I got a really nice message from Stephen Moffat the other day saying it was 10 years since I'd been on Doctor Who, which was terrifying. But yeah, it's very much like a family. I feel like it's one of those jobs that never leaves you. Although Coleman is not one of the stars returning in the upcoming centenary or anniversary specials, okay, I'm not sure whether that's been said by her or whether they're just guessing. Earlier this year, she teased that she could reprise her role as Clara somewhere down the line. It could happen in the future, someday, who knows, she told Best magazine. I think at least for a good while, Clara is probably broken down somewhere in time and space, trying to understand how to work a TARDIS. It's always nice to hear that, you know, they all keep in touch and stuff, and as it sort of says there a while back, she said how she'd be, like, more than willing to come back in the future and how it could happen. I'd love to see Clara Oswald back, personally. I'd like to see her written by someone, you know, in an era that wasn't Stephen Moffat, so I always find, like, having different showrunners write different characters can always be an interesting experience, for certain. I, for one, have always liked how Russell T Davies wrote the 11th Doctor in Death of the Doctor, the Sarah Jane Adventures episode. So yeah, I'd be more than down for seeing her back. But yeah, it's nice to hear that she keeps in touch with everyone. I know that her and Smith and her and Capaldi got on really well, you know, from what you can tell on set and stuff, and from what, like, behind the scenes we see. yeah, it's really nice to see that they still keep in touch in that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that Jodie Whittaker and Matt Gill have been answering a Q&A for Instagram, which I sort of alluded to in my last video, but they were asked this question about Power of the Doctor, which I thought, you know, might be worth sharing with you guys. So let's take a listen.
I'm going to talk for you again. Basically, our favourite scene to film was with Ace and Tegan and Kate Stewart and us two. It was amazing.
So yeah, they're asked what their favourite scene in Power of the Doctor was, and it's just like anything with Ace, Tegan, and Kate Stewart. So that might imply that there's a major scene with all of those characters, or maybe just any scene with those guys. But yeah, that's interesting to hear nonetheless. There's also been like some other interesting questions highlighted, but that was the main one with regards to Power of the Doctor and the future of the show and stuff, so I thought I'd show you guys that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about Jodie Whittaker's exit, about a possible Jenna Coleman return if she so wanted to do it, and her keeping in touch with the Whoniverse, as well as their favourite scenes being with Ace and Tegan, or anything else to be discussed today. Even put your favourite series in the comments below as Radio Times are doing their poll. Whatever your thoughts, drop them down in the comments below, let's talk about it. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.